assumptions need to be met. 4 main assumptions need to be met. Shall I move on? The first one is called normality test. Normality. Okay, the second is called linearity. Linearity. The third is called, shall I move on? The third is called homoskedasticity. No homosexual. Homoskedasticity. I'll write down here. Homoskedasticity. Homoskedasticity. Statisticians have a nice way of using big terms. All it means is that your error terms are not correlated. We don't want the errors to be linked together. When errors are chained together, what it means is that the very first error you do in life is connected to all the errors in your life. That is not fair, right? So if that happens, we say homogeneity of residuals, homoskedasticity. So we don't want our errors to be correlated to each other. We want heterogeneity. Good. The last one is called multicollinearity. Multicollinearity. Let me write down here. Multicollinearity. Multicollinearity. What is the meaning of multicollinearity? In simple terms, when we have, okay, let me leave that for now. I will come to it. Are we clear with the 4 things? Normality, linearity, homoskedasticity, and multicollinearity. Why are you using it from the term? And the exam pressure, don't go away from you homosexual. Okay, now we are going to look at them one after the other. And you see, let me put them this way. If you do, assuming, you see, before you do multiple linear regression analysis, assuming this multiple linear regression analysis, you have to do the 4 things I mentioned here. The first 2 are there. Normality is here and linearity is there, right? These 4. Now once these 4 are okay, are satisfied, only then we move on to do multiple regression. Is that understood? These ones here are assumptions that are under your control as a researcher. But when you are done with this, and you come here, this is not under your control. When you get here, you are a reporter. You report what you have. I hope you understand. But this 4 here is under your control as a researcher. So these 4 are assumptions that we always have to remember and check for. It's like going from here, for instance, I don't know Accra properly, but I know from here to go to Accra, you will face some traffic lights. Assuming there are 4 main traffic lights before you get to Accra. Accra is multiple regression. And going from here, the traffic lights you meet are the assumptions. So what if one traffic light is red and you are staying there and it never changes color? What will you do? You stop there. And that's what happens when you do normality test. And normality test shows that your data is not normally distributed. You stay there. Or you go back and collect more data and try again. When you are done with that, then you go to the next one. If next one is achieved, then you go to the 3rd until the 4th. Once the 4 done here are clear, only then we go to do regression analysis. So assuming we ask a question in research, in the exam, the question comes normally this way. what are the multivariate assumptions? Discuss the multivariate assumptions that is required before multiple regression. It's clear, right? Oh, it's not clear. The question is, discuss the multivariate assumptions. Oh, you are writing the questions, eh?
Yes.
Oh, no, it's the senior's recording. It's okay. Discuss. I don't say there's a question. It looks like a question. It's similar. Discuss the multivariate assumptions, all right, necessary to be carried out before multiple regression, or to be carried out before multiple regression. That's just. I hope it's clear. So when that happens, normality, linearity, homoscedasticity, and multicollinearity, just explain them in brief, and that's it. They are actually they are in the slide, but I'll discuss them a bit. I'll start with normality. Normality is when you collect data, and let's say we plot. In normality, we have a plot. If I plot all your, assuming I have, we know what is cone shape, right? Like this. We know this from senior high school, SSS or A level. Oh yes, I have to mention that because no one here has attended senior high school. I don't know. We have, assuming we plot a normal curve. Do we have any other color for this one? No. It's only this one. Okay, no problem. I will manage it. Let's say I plot all of us here in this class. We wrote the exam, and most exams, the class will take a normal distribution. The very, very, very geniuses will always be here. The few ones. The general ones will be here. And the majority will be within 3 plus or minus standard deviation. It's always like that. Or it's always like that. There are times when we mark, they bring back the script and they say that the script should look like normal distribution. The whole class cannot get A. We normally have, the rule is A and A minus should be more than 40%, and E and F should be more than 40%. So we expect it to be a normal distribution. At least out of a class of 100, at least 5 should have A. And like, 100, yes, so 10 should have A, and 40 should be within B. And very few, majority should be within C, and D should be less. Do you get it? If the whole class 198 are getting A's, it's a question mark. Oh, it's a question mark. Oh, why should you all have A's? That's one question one dean asked before. How come I used to have a class of 150? It's not in Ghana, that was in Malaysia. I think Ghana we don't use it, but in Malaysia they use it. A class of 150, there was no F. And the dean was asking, how come a class of 150 no one failed? And I asked her, how come a class of 150 someone should fail? And then it became an issue, and then finally they brought a directive. Now, no, we have to go and take 10 marks from all the students so that it becomes normal distribution. I said, okay, I'll go and do it, but as a Muslim is against my belief, but you will take all the blame. I agree. Whether you don't agree in principle, you agree because you asked me to do it. Since you are the dean, I did it. So everything, so those in A, when you do that, and there were some people stay there as A. See, they are the ones here. They are the geniuses. Whatever you do to them, they will be there. Us, right? Some of you. Good. Now let's come back here. Now when you do this, naturally, there is a law in mathematics that shows that when you have a total population, if you pick the mean of them and you plot it, it will give a normal distribution like this. But there are some cases where, look at this case. You see, everybody is having this one. We are all, for instance, we are looking at our age. We are plotting the age of the people in this classroom. If the youngest among us here is 20 years old, and the oldest among us here is, let's say, 50 years old, what will be the mean? Let's say 20 and 60. The mean becomes 30. Okay? 30. Do you agree? Good. Just sum it up and divide by 2. So we have 30. So let's say this mean here is equal to 30. This is the actual mean which is realistic for the class. Now assuming the youngest is 20, the oldest is 60, but apart from this, there's only one old lady sitting here. She's 100 years old. And then we include her in the class equation. What is the new mean? Youngest is 20, oldest is 100. What's the mean? 80. Is anyone 80 in this classroom? No. So what will happen is that you realize that the mean of 30 now will shift here. No, it will shift this side. Right? So the mean now is what? 80. If the mean now is 80 and we plot it, look at the new plot. So the new plot will be like this. And the mean has shifted. You understand?
Yeah.
We call this skewness.
Okay.
Skewness. Good. So skewness is like, instead of the same graph, let me delete this new graph. And if I try to use this same graph here to draw this, what will mean is that when I get to this point, I have to drag it a bit so that it will cover this 80. When that happens, this is skewed to the left. You understand? So whenever you have a mean that is not consistent with the mean in the population, it skews the actual population mean either to the left or
to the right.
The right. So that person here, that old lady sitting here, or let me put them here, let me put her here. All of us are here. That old lady is alone sitting here with 100 years old. Okay? That old lady here becomes something we call outlier.
Oh, okay.
You know the meaning of outliers now? So that's an outlier. The same thing will happen when we have a child who is 1 year old in this class. Assuming someone brought a child who is 1 year old, and the child is calculated within the class, the mean now will shift backwards because of that child. So in this case, the child here also become an outlier. So when you have these outliers in your research, they inflate or deflate your analysis. So when we do normality test, we check for this and take them out. So we look for the outliers and delete all of them so that we can have a realistic mean. Are we clear with this? Now let's look at the example I was giving earlier about having some students. Okay, for this one, I can even give you a class example in my own class. When I was in school, there was one guy who until today I call him a genius. You know, engineering class, we all are scared of courses like fluid mechanics. And there is, you can ask any engineering student, fluid mechanics is a very strong course that people are scared of. All engineering students are scared of it. The semester you do fluid mechanics, you prepare very well. It's about the movement of fluids. Right, movement of fluids either in the ground or in a plane. And you see a fluid coming with this viscosity, with this speed, you calculate the angle. For what? Sometimes you have a question for what? I don't know when we're doing it in class. Someone like that, and then say, I have a question. Why do I need to study this? They said, because you need to pass. Move on. Anyway, so you see, this course, the example I want to say is that this guy, when we came to first year, he said, when we get to the final year, the boys will separate themselves from the men. And we thought he was joking. Fluid mechanics, put him outside. Put him outside. The highest was around 62. And then 61, 65. He alone got 95. So when you have 95, between there's nobody. They come and some of us will be starting at 62, 63, 64. This is all be struggling and a lot will fail. But this guy is 95. The time that you think you are struggling, then he will even go up again. 96. 95, 90. He never gets below 90. And you should see him and his head. Well, I'm not insulting you. I'm telling you the true story. His head is like, he comes here and goes there. So, double December. Yes. Oh, it's true. Double December. You sit like that, and then you look at you like this and be laughing. The moment you look at the 2.354 and you write it down. Seriously. And when you write the question, we see some of us, when you take our paper, you write and cancel, and the whole thing, you don't even know what you are writing. The paper is so jammed up. His paper is very neat. He just sitting like this, writing like that, Yeah? So he finished, even among first classes, he's a top guy. I think he got CW of 80 plus. Yes. When we started, he was 75. And I was 72. And we are arguing like this. Oh, well done, we finished. Some of us even managed to drop and we are hanging there. He was 80, he's just increasing. Oh, now he's in Daman, he's a Daman mine, he's a geology manager in Daman mine. He was a CEO. Alright? No, he's a Daman mine in Tapa. Alright, Fraser, that's his name. And he used to wear this ring. What is it not now? He wear the ring, and some of them said, it's the ring. It's the ring. So he said, you know what he did? He said, okay, we came for the exam. He took the ring like this in the class. He see the ring, and then he put it there. And he even scored higher. Oh, but he's naturally genius. That guy is naturally genius. The whole year, we knew him. Good. Now the example I want to set is, assuming that guy is in this class, right? That guy is in this class, and we do the exam. You realize that the 95 he had is here. And the rest of us are starting from here. So when you have the scale, this is y-axis, right? This x-axis. He alone is 95 here. Apart from him, there's nobody, then you come to 62 here. Now when you plot this graph, you're going to have something like this. This is called ketosis. Ketosis is K-U-R-T-O-S-I-S. You always hear skewness and ketosis. This is called ketosis. Ketosis means, in this case, when we are measuring the mean, we take this guy out of the class. We have to go and find the other class for geniuses and put him there. Because he doesn't belong here. You get it? Or there was another one, he currently in the year, but he's our senior. He went to, what's the name of this? Infansipim, and he came to Ken USC. He came from a very poor background. But the guy is a genius. He doesn't have a calculator. Because the parents couldn't even afford that. He comes to school and he was just suffering. But even with you and your calculator, I mean, there are people in this world. He also is a DDH. For him, even when we were small, they were teasing him DDH, and then it became fight, and then he doesn't want it. Well, he's DDH, he's a double DDH, like this. The head like that. When we were watching science and math quiz, we watching now, he's sitting down. Normally for science students, we sit down with a calculator. He's sitting down like this in the TV, watching. The way they mentioned the question, 2.3, 6.5. Even those in the TV are still calculating. You guys say 2.5, and it's true. Are people like that? There are people in this world challenging. Yes. So when you have kids who are double anyway, I don't want to say it. I won't say anything until I will go and have another one with the double December. But anyway. So come back here. Ketosis. The definition. Now ketosis is when you have, alright, when you look at the mean inflated. Here the mean is shifting for skewness, right? For skewness the mean shifts. For ketosis the mean is inflated. This is ketosis. The mean goes higher. Alright? Now we have this one goes high. This guy also become an outlier in this case. So in order for us to come back and have a normal distribution, what do? We go back and take him out. And when we take him out, then we come here and everything comes back to normal. So in normality tests, when you discuss it, you are looking for skewness and
Ketosis.